It's a bit bold to be the budget host and saying things like that on a broadcast.
Yeah, I was going to say, but at the same
Bloody
time,
hell.
he's former Marine, isn't he? So you got to be, you want to be careful.
Is he Marine?
I can't remember. Is it?
I think he was just Army.
Is it just Army?
Just Army.
Well, even more careful then. Well then, yeah, I like the other desk better. I feel like they were they were less mean one day.
Yeah, that was.
We had cat masks and
That was a rough start for these guys.
we're a little bit angry right off the bat.
Had some penis jokes as well the other day. That was nice. We'll see how it goes. Gambit Astralis. This could be a rough start as well for these guys. I think they both. This is going to be what I saw the tweet earlier. These are the two major winners from 2017. That's kind of cool.
Yes, that's really interesting, isn't it? And I mean, I still think Astralis haven't really mentally got over the fact that Gambit sort of ended up doing all of that in Krakow. I think they felt like that was their big chance.
This was like the big upset of that tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was unreal. I mean, when you saw that side of Astralis bracket, you thought, oh, that's it. Like they're at least in the final, and probably they just win the whole thing.
Especially because that was after Astralis had that great upset over SK, where Device just completely controlled Fallen with the AWP, and then they went into the matchup and Mo completely controlled Device with the AWP. So
yeah, and it was also in the era when so many of us were sort of serially underestimating Gambit, just game after game. We were like, oh, it's just Gambit. Like they're probably not going to do anything.
Yeah, they're gonna get wrecked any second now, and then they're lifting a trophy.
And then they lost Zeus, and we were back to that square one where it's like, they're probably still not going to do anything. So I feel like they've earned it, haven't they, Moses? Like they've earned our respect. I feel like maybe out of all the teams, they've really, really put in the work to make people say, all right, they're legit.
Yeah, especially like with the core coming from Kazakhstan. I think that's always surprises me that like they have this team out of Kazakhstan that these players that this much talent was like hiding in that country, and I never knew about it.
Yeah, it's super interesting, isn't it? And I just look forward to seeing what's going to happen next. Of course, they have Seized in the lineup. And that's going to be a whole new level of interesting as well.
That's such a weird subject to me because I still remember. I remember Cluj-Napoca very clearly, the major we did in Romania, where Richard Lewis, talked about Seized as kind of like the most underrated player on that Navi team at the time, and. That kind of tournament is what kind of made me realize that he was right in that kind of assessment. And then later on in 2016, I feel like Seized, for a good stretch, was one of the best performing players on that squad for a long time. And now he just seems like kind of lost as an individual player. So that's worrying, and hopefully this is more of a resurgence for him. Correct me if I'm wrong, Gambit has Hobbit calling, I believe, is what they've switched into.
Yeah, so that's super interesting. And I mean, I actually kind of like that because I think Hobbit is great and Adren is great as well, but just Adren at his best is really just a monster at this point. It's going to be the CT side for Gambit, and a lot of pressure for Dozier as Astralis are already looking to Glock him down, but he's doing the smart thing right here, falling back, putting a bit of distance in, not getting any of those lucky shots for the smoke, but looks like Mo, almost could have taken down Glaive. That would have been a bit of a beginning. The bomb will go down, and oddly, nobody's died yet, so that doesn't happen all that often. We even have a little bit of a timer in the corner. That's actually quite cool. Luckily, the players can't see that. Obviously, it would be a little bit cheating. Dozier running in, but Glaive and Dupree with big returns, and Meg is taking that fight. Nobody dies for Astralis. Tell me about this pistol round, Moses. I've no idea what you just saw.
Yeah, there's not too many pistol rounds on CT sides that you can run that I hate more than like 5v5 retakes. It doesn't even matter what map it is. I think 5v5 retakes just rarely work out for the CT side unless you do some kind of massive damage, and it's just so tough. The cool thing Astralis does as well, first of all, they actually mistakenly threw a bad smoke for that cross. There was a big gap in it on the right side. Dozier didn't see it because he was reloading at the time, but only one person crossed into the site, and that was Zipnix with the bomb. And then when you have so many players able to watch the flank, able to set up crossfires from positions and checkers and that main choke point, they can hide so well. There's so much cover. So very easy for them to eliminate pretty much everyone. And here again, this seems just pretty basic. Just setting up all 5 players here for a hit onto the A site. There are 3 members, a 4th actually. Dozier rotating over now, so there is a stack. Yeah, and that's a nice shot from Mo.
Yeah, how does he even get that all the way up from the high ground? Hobbit has gone down in the meantime, and Astralis, even though they're pushing into this... Oh, that's a shot again! That was actually jumping Glaive. Mo, we've got to see that from his point of view. Absolutely stunning Deagle shots coming out. Great job from Gambit right at the beginning of this round. They're going to lose Mo eventually, but I feel like the bomb not even gone down yet. There might be a chance here. Great burst coming through there for Device. at the edge of the smoke, and now it's a 2 versus 1, so Seized, he's going to be dropped there, and they did so much damage. That could have definitely worked out.
Yeah, they got away with one there. Astralis, a lot of those distance fights with SMGs. They had 4 SMGs against those Deagles, and the Deagles are reigning supreme. Obviously, Mo with some beautiful shots from up top. He's got 2,600 with those couple of kills. Almost able to convert that, but obviously easier on the T side to handle those losses moving forward. They're gonna Magis is gonna buy up the MAC-10 and the UMP Enclave still, and Xyp9x as well. So some SMGs to get to try and recoup some of those losses, but certainly puts them on notice early on. And this is going to be more standard, not really picking the end game at the start, and it's a push from Gambit with the USP. Xyp9x is going to spot that out, and he's going to play this smart. Smoke down, he's going to jump over, alerts the team, obviously, and already gains being made for Astralis towards that A-bomb site.
Yeah, so they can obviously make that choice and follow a grenade. There was one detail about that 4-man push out of B, which is the fact that Mo, in the beginning, had a flashbang that he could have... So let's say Astralis had been outside of B, and they'd all run in, then Mo would have popped that flashbang behind them, and that could have actually been pretty cool. So we do talk a lot about how you play these rounds where you have just pistols and nothing else, and, you know, obviously... people are going to get tired of hearing the benefits of the $200 flashbang investment, but I really love it when people do it. Like, just small little attempts. If it didn't work this time, that's fine, but, you know, you're playing a best of 3. If you do it, every time you sort of have a minimal chance you try it, then you just have to convert one of them, and that's a huge win. So,
especially because it's something, I mean, it's something that's easily recouped if you just got 1 kill during the pistol round, or, you know, if you're the opper and you're trying to save up, you can be the one to buy the flashbang instead of upgrading the pistol. Either way, Gambit, look at this buy. It's not good at all. They go for a decent amount of head armor because of the SMGs that are brought into this round. But not a lot of utility, no kits either. It's going to be Hobbit and Doja at this B-bomb site. Mo is actually in vents. This is a really good read.
Good spray coming right through Hobbit at the perfect time. They've got the perfect setup to deal with this. Astralis just keep on trying to brute force it in, and they're getting shut down in a big way. Doja coming up with a double kill, and only really, he's the only one to go down on that side. They steal the AWP. That's about the best thing you could possibly have happen here.
Right, Astralis really trying to hurt that with that pop flash through and trying to build some momentum early on. Not the best kind of strategy to punish economy. If they had waited towards the late game, that's when Gambit's running out of flashbangs and running out of smokes to put in the choke points, but instead Astralis tries to go right through one. It's okay. They built up plenty of money with the SMGs in the previous round, so another buy coming out, another AWP on device, and I imagine this will be more spread out and more calculated of a round.
So maybe just trying to sort of, you know, flex their muscles really early on. Astralis trying to say, listen, you know, we're just going to take over this first half.
That's the kind of round where if you win it as Astralis, you can just start steamrolling over Gambit. Like, you start to build up to this point where you just always have an economic advantage and you can really punish them in a lot of different ways, especially in terms of the fear factor. Like, Gambit would always have to be afraid of that pop flash to the smoke. So he's going to return fire, gives up his position though, and there's Magisk at door, same with Device. The AWP is pinning Seized in. Molotov going to force him out, but Device actually takes Mo. So victory is found. And there's a follow-up. Nice shot from Device, a second one. Dren, an ill-advised peek in towards the door.
Right now, Gambit, I think you have to take a risk here. You can't just do this where they're spread out all across the map. Good spray from Hobbit. He's going to be returned up on. Device is just everywhere. Over at Squeak, then boosted up, and it's just really hard to control. But yeah, I think they might have been trying to take the risk anyway, but I think you almost might as well just stack 3 people in one bomb site if you're playing 3 versus 5 on cash, because it's unlikely that one person can just hold the entire T-Force back.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially without information of what's coming whatsoever. And you can see actually now, 28 seconds left on the clock. Glaive and Xyp9x going to come up highway. At least this is stacked here for Gambit, so a chance for them to turn this around. Doja right around the corner. Same with Seized. That's a nice kill. It's a good start. 20 seconds left. But there's just too many players, and Device gets 4 kills.
That was the bomb. With 20 seconds, the bomb drops by highway, at the top of highway. That could be really bad. I mean, I think Gambit, after they lost the first 2 players, they did sort of what they could to try and bring that back. It was going to be rough anyway. Quad kill for a Device. Yeah, I mean,
Astralis spent a lot of the round, and this is true to form on their T sides before he took that break, was a lot of the rounds are set up for him with the AWP to have success. They really allow him to dictate where he wants to go, and they have a lot of cool tricks to get him into the action. And you can see him setting up towards door. Won't be there every single round, but the Molotov to force Seized into the open. He obviously got a different kill on towards highway. So another stack for the Gambit side. This time it's in mid. 5 players there just going to walk through the smoke and see what they find. And they're going to find nothing, but this boost up over can get tricky.
Yeah, I was going to say, if they drop down on the other side, they're going to be hurt, right?
Zipnix is just so aware, though. He's ready for it.
Or maybe not. They might actually be able to get down. There's going to be a lot of players right in his face, so got to spray down 2, and they do take him down. Again, Gambit trying to be creative with these rounds that normally end up being just slow, but almost equally ineffective. So I feel like, I'm glad. I'm going to keep praising them for attempting some of this stuff. Hobbit is going to be found at the end. So 5-1. My God.
Yeah, well, I mean, you like to see them do that, especially because they didn't invest a whole lot into it in terms of upgraded pistols or armor or anything like that. So, I mean, if you have the USPs especially, you might as well go for something creative and try and catch them off guard. And yeah, this is a very quick start, and it's going to be another round where Gambit isn't going to have a whole lot to work with. That's nicely done from Zipnix, and Dupree obviously there to cover it up and make sure that AK-47 isn't snatched away.
Bit of a rough turn of events with the money here. I mean, obviously, Astralis did a really good job in resetting Gambit in that 5th round. But you feel like this happens every once in a while. You have a game where one side just never gets like their feet on the ground. I almost feel like that's what's happened here. Like Astralis are playing at a like they just have so much success in the beginning that Gambit they can't really do anything now.
It's still early, Anders.
Still early.
There's only been one buy.
It's only been one. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like it's only been one buy out of 7 rounds, right? Or 6 rounds. That's upsetting.
Or 2 buys, excuse me, because Gambit did win the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, here they have the AWP on Mo.
We'll see what they could do.
He's going to be in mid this time. The question is always, where's Device? And at the moment, he's watching for a B push. He's watching for aggression on that side of the map. So less aggressive from him. A different look on the offense. And that smoke, Dupree has some alarm bells going off, and they're going to push right around it. There's some spam. There's a nice flashbang and a double kill from Dupree. He read that so easily, and he tries to gain more. And you can't even really fault him for that risk, because if he actually establishes some kind of presence in that A bomb site, the round is essentially over. So a nice kill from Adren, but really, really well done from Dupree.
And he was probably thinking, well, if I just kill Toon Main, there's not going to be like a 3rd guy at the forklift. So you can understand the calculation at that level too. They are starting to rotate on over. Doja will be alone over here, and they have a couple of grenades to bring with them. So he's going to need backup and pretty quick, or he's going to be in trouble. Edging their way in. Still got plenty of time. There is a little bit of backup coming in now, but it's Mo up front, or up top, I believe, with the AWP. So very hard to get a shot in once the grenades are flying through. Doja's going to get the spray down on one, but he needed more, and he does get dropped. And now he can't really repick this position. Mo looking for it, but the bomb should be going down. There's the flashbang, and Zip, got to be very careful. I wouldn't be standing there for too much longer. No reason to make it a 2v2 just by random chance.
Yeah, and this is going to be a save call. I think Mo is just kind of crossing his fingers. If he gets a pick there, maybe they can go for it. Just gets lucky through the wall. Nicely done from Astralis, though. Those 2 kills from Dupree are so very nice. When that smoke comes in, he just takes the risk, the pop flash. I believe that, I don't know if that was his own or from a teammate, but regardless, it blinds one player of Gambit, and it makes for an easy double spray down.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of to your point, is Astralis now has won a lot of the opening fights in some of these gun rounds, and it's when Gambit's been on the verge of reset. So this is a map that's not easy to come back from a player deficit on the CT side. That's why Astralis is really just starting to run them over.
I just realized Gambit's logo is also a star. So this is Battle of the Stars, Moses. You watch that. Had to say something, right?
Yeah. That was good.
8 kills for Dupree, 7 for Device. Yeah.
They're both red, Anders. Red stars.
Red stars, you're right. This has got a whole theme going on.
Yep.
Maybe in the future, one of them would have to change. It could be like they have to change their logo if they lose the fight.
It would be like the rivalry. Like if you lose the matchup for that season, you have to change your logo.
Yeah, I'd like that. Doja goes down, so that's a bit of a shame. They still have the AWP and the M4 obviously saved from the previous round, and one of them is going to get a kill on Dupree. So something has been accomplished. Glaive is kind of low on health as well, but now the bomb site's completely empty.
Yeah, it's all right because Glaive just obliterated the defense in mid. So now that they have that kind of control, I mean, they can kind of go to whichever bomb site they want, and they can do it very quickly. And obviously pressuring the B site, they're not sure it's clear yet, but they're going to find out it is. I think Mo's coming over just as a formality. I don't think he's really going to challenge anything.
Just to say he did it?
Yeah, just to be like, yeah, I was here. Couldn't find anything, guys. So the save call is essentially already being made. Seized has picked up an AK-47, which is nice because they need to really play the money game well if they're going to come back into this match.
Yeah, you could tell not really willing to risk it. I mean, you could even say it's a slight risk just being there when the rest of the team is somewhere else, but ultimately will be 7-1 in favor of Astralis. Moses, what did they do? Like, what's the plan? How do they get back into this? So let's say they get a good rifle round up and running. They have all the rifles, all the utility. How do they win one of those rounds?
I think the plan that Gambit's going to have going forward, I imagine we'll see a switch into a double op. But I think you have to be careful with how you're going to be aggressive with your Gambit. You've tried it a couple times and it's been punished. You're not able to control mid really. So I think they go back to what worked in that fourth round. Now, granted, Astralis just kind of tried to bully themselves over towards the B bomb site, but you establish mid control by getting a player up in the vents. That allows you to defend two places at once. You're able to stack towards the A bomb, so you're able to lean there just a little bit. I really like those vent boosts, and you also see if Astralis is going to have a tendency to Molotov that out if they try and take things, but they really haven't had to do any kind of systematic map control because they're finding the opening kills so quick. So I think the big thing for Gambit is they have to get some information before they start losing players so that they can make an actual informed decision of where they need to prioritize the defense. And that's exactly what I did not want to see.
Yeah, really not the best way to get started here. The smoke is up, but Magus just manages to creep past the Molotov as well. And that is very good for Astralis. They're going to be in a perfect position here. 5 versus 3, and there's just not much of a chance. I mean, Hobbit is on the flank, but it's going to be a bit later. If you look at Astralis' position, maybe Gambit can't know this, but they're all over the map. So to retake this right now, it just takes forever to try and find all the kills, sort of edge out all the members. And even worse now, they might not be able to get back. You can see Glaive catching Mo. Oh, but Hobbit, oh no. He doesn't have a kit. This would be a long time.
Yeah, that is a real shame. If he had a kit, maybe able to go for some sneaky ninja play, but without it, he's got to back off. It's too far gone, but the opportunity was certainly there as Astralis tries to hunt these weapons down. And this is why, if you're Gambit, you can't get aggressive at the moment. You don't have the money behind you to make those kinds of plays. And you can see Astralis is so comfortable with this lead at the moment and so confident that as soon as they get one kill, they just press the issue and they keep punishing those opening frags.
If somebody wants to be my favorite person, go back to not you, Moses. You already are.
Oh.
Back to the 9th round,
yep.
The last one, and find the smoke that Glaive threw from T-spawn. I think that was how early you knew that it was going to be an A hit. So just find that smoke for me.
Well, Astralis, you feel, is kind of committed to having to go through that and try and trade that kill. Thankfully, Device gets it through the smoke. Again, all 5 players towards the B site. Glaive not able to find the entry, but the counter flash from, I believe that was Doja, blinds everyone from Astralis, prevents them, which might have been a good thing, but it definitely forces them away. So we'll have to reassess the situation. Going to boost up.
Yeah, and our Ukrainian observer showed us just now that C's got 0 kills and 7 deaths. So just got the agent seized going on there.
007. We were just talking before the game went live that you wanted to see Adren as a Bond villain.
I actually think he should be casted in one of those roles. Like, I think it would be well worth it.
Well, after seeing his hype video from Krakow, I think I would agree.
Yeah, I think he's my favorite person to have on camera these days. Should do more. 8-1. By the way, that interview with Andy, from the coach of Gambit, is really good. I had no idea that he was just that good as an interview subject. So should definitely do that more.
He is good. He's really fun to talk to. Double op setup out for Gambit, which is going to be really nice in this situation, as you can see, as the utility and the nades run out, as Astralis kind of loses grasp on where everyone is across the map. Those ops get more and more dangerous. Magisk, though, the timing on this is huge. There are 2 ops in mid, so he's got to be pretty much perfect in the shot he takes. There's Adren. He's spotted at the last second and almost lands the shot. But he is going to get the plant down, and that's beautiful from Adren as he moves into the site. It's Magisk in a 1 versus 3.
He absolutely rocked Device with that shot. That was just a perfect engagement. And Magus going to be watching out. He does spot one, but he's very much out in the open and tries to tap it away. Not going to work out. Finally around for Gambit here. That was picture perfect for Adren, you've got to say. And I mean, Yeah, that worked out brilliantly. Now they have a chance to sort of get back in the game a little bit. There is money on Astralis, but not an infinite amount, you have to say. If they can win another round here consecutively, Gambit, they're starting to push in the right direction.
Well, they also need to deny the plants. The $800 bonus. Astralis has enough money to kind of buy through a good losing streak. The thing that's going to be the cool response from Astralis is what are they going to do now that they know there's a double up setup? Now that they've seen an AWP on Mo, they've seen one on a Dren. So how do you kind of counteract that? Because a lot of times it's some of those fast plays are what does it, get into the bomb site very quickly, except for the fact that they can't go B fast. They've tried it twice and they've been shut down twice. We're going to see a boost coming out for Gambit, and it is delayed. Dupree spamming through the smoke. He's seen this play before. I don't think they heard anything, and he's trying to pick it off, and actually even a response from a Dren is going to let Dupree know that an op was close. All intel gained by Astralis. Magisk and Door, this is the default for the Danish side. Everything covered across the map.
You may have heard me say this before, Moses, but you can actually spam where she's sitting.
Oh, it's a meme at this point, isn't it?
Listen, I had to go a full year on train, Moses, before people started shooting under the train, so there'll be another year of this, Moses, and then something will happen.
It'll be a great year.
Oh, no. If they push up highway, then C's position is going to be compromised really heavily. That's a good jump for Device. Instantly, Adren has to relocate, and now C's is kind of aware that something is up as well. Flashbang comes in just the once, and Adren is going to win the fight in the middle, but Spam is coming through. They actually boosted up on the edge to look over that smoke. That could have very well worked out. Now it's a 4-on-4, but only 35 seconds. They've got a really good shot here, Gambit.
Magisk is actually in quad. He's behind the boxes. They haven't seen C's yet. This is so tight. Glaive hasn't spotted him. That's the bomb down. Surely Magisk takes out C's now. From behind, he's not finding the kill. Somehow, C's still lives. There, he finally goes. A 3-on-3 in a Dren. Trying to keep Magisk pinned down behind the boxes. Being very aware he's in the open. And still the bomb not planted. And all the kills going Gambit's way now. Astralis, they were close, but they never could cross into the site with the bomb. Not even able to get a final kill there. 8-3.
Frustrating round for Sip. He's in the middle all that time, waiting for the bomb to go down so that when they try and retake the bomb site, he can be the hero and sneak up. And slowly his teammates are just dying, and he's like, I'm just nothing's happening on my end.
That's one of the tough parts. I mean, it seems like a lot of people think that like the lurking role is kind of like an easy one to do, but like there are times where you have to kind of give up that lurk aspect of it, and you have to kind of help create something from that position. And it's always hard to like, as that kind of a player in the role, to make that decision and be able to just instantaneously, because your team needs it, like move forward. Well, you talked about the dwindling money for Astralis, and it's virtually all gone. 4 players beneath $1,000 after this buy.
It's a very good job, Hobbit. There's not going to be any reaction. That's really good job on Hobbit. No flashbang to set that up. No noise being made at all. Just Sip trying to be a little bit sneaky. And he gets punished for it. So super important kill coming through. He did get softened up, and he's standing in a corner that can get Molotoved and even grenaded. So you want to be a bit careful, but I guess he's got to be somewhere.
Yeah, no trade. This double op setup has been really nice for Gambit. It's actually tempered a lot of the early round aggression out of Astralis that we saw in the first 7 or 8 rounds of this game. Now look at this seized mid-round push. The timing of this is quite nice. Dupree, oh my god.
Come on. I mean, he was even looking the wrong way, Dupree.
Yeah,
his model was facing the other direction.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, does it? Poor C's. He's, yeah, tough break for him. Molotov is going to force Glaive forward. The smoke is going to block the bomb site. There is one person still back there. It's Hobbit from earlier and Mo from up top, and there he is. He pounces on top of the boxes, jumping up, still doing damage. Glaive responding. And they have to go back and get the bomb. The bomb was actually dropped back towards T-spawn, and that might actually just signal them to go towards the A bomb site, and somehow this is actually working in their favor.
This is stupid, Moses. I'm not going to lie. They did not mean to put the bomb that far, but that's absolutely has to be a mistake from Astralis' point of view. And it just so happened that it
might win him the round.
It was genius after all. That's how deep it was. Well, Glaive is in position, and it's not done yet. Technically speaking, Gambit can make the comeback, but I think they're a little bit confused about what's going on as well. Adren is from with the kit, which I guess is good because he has the health, but he's also got the AWP, so maybe not that good after all. Trying to sneak a bit closer here. Adren really wants an early pick so they can make it a 2 versus 1, and he's doing his best to try and get the parkour in to find the last people on the map. Oh, well, Could have been an easy kill, but now time has almost run out, and this Molotov is... Oh, it's not! Device failing it. Bit risky, but Glaive did take down Adren, so you have to think it's probably going to be over anyway. Trying to pre-fire all of it, and they will get the round. They didn't deserve that, Moses. I'm gonna, as president of the Astralis fan club, I'm going to say
we got away with one there. I mean, first the shot from Dupree obviously is one thing, but
if they claim in an interview that was on purpose, I will slap them.
Glaive not an opper, but does the smart thing, and once he takes the shot, misses it, drops that AWP and picks up an AK-47 he had stashed away, able to get one more kill. One more buy for Gambit at the very least, almost a desperation buy. CZ, UMP, 2 UMPs actually, but the AWP on Adren is going to allow them to do it. That's positioned in mid, and still Astralis has kind of shifted into a slower style from the early game, and Dupree, that's a very nice headshot onto the op. So he gets comes out on top of a tough duel.
Dupree's been hitting a high level in this tournament, hasn't he?
You have to say, for like the past 4 or 5 months, he's been hitting a high level, and ooh, that's a nice win from Seized. A little bit of payback from getting screwed in the previous round, I guess.
Yeah, small beginnings here for Seized. Obviously a bit rough. I feel like his career lately has just been in an odd place. Glaive does get the kill on Mo. You have to imagine it's really stressful as a player that, like, you know, you don't quite have a home, and then you're sort of on loan for a bit, or you're sort of like being tested out in the lineup, and Hobbit does take down Glaive, so now it's a 3-on-3, still with about 50 seconds. Astralis have 2 smokes and a Molotov. There's just not many grenades left on Gambit, and no kit picked up.
No, but this is where Astralis thrives. I like this switch by Gambit, though. They put Hobbit in the B bomb site with that AWP, and they actually start rotating Doja around. So the rifle and the SMG can be much more mobile, and they're not actually defending either of the bomb sites, really. Seized is pushed up. Hobbit is in the site, but they're away from A, so they're allowing Astralis to get towards mid if they want, and now here it comes. It's all on Hobbit inside the site with the AWP.
Yeah, they figured out the right place to be. Probably partly due to Seized just saying, well, no one's here at all. Dupree going to sneak into the middle. He still gets that kill. And right now, Hobbit is in so much trouble. And that's a headshot and a half coming in from Sip, instantly taking down Hobbit. You're right, this is where they thrive. They're going to get the bomb down. Very low on time once again. You got worried there for a second. But that worked out perfectly.
It's like Cash is so difficult because the answer on the T side, I feel like 9 out of 10 times when you're in like a 3v3 situation is mid. Like that is where you go as a terrorist team, because it's the hardest one for CTs to kind of cover in terms of information. You could see Dupree gets through connector and finds that kill onto Doja, and Hobbit has no idea if that means they're splitting towards the B bomb site or if they're going to split towards A. So he kind of has to get out of his position where he's comfortable behind those boxes, and he swings out right into a headshot, which is tough to handle because you never know. You have to almost get a jump on the rotate as well.
10-3. We're getting into the sort of territory where it's going to be hard to make a comeback. I'm not going to say impossible because, again, we've seen some pretty big T sides on this map that have failed once you get to the CT, especially from Astralis, actually.
Yeah.
I have a couple of horrible nightmares where I've seen them, lose like, 11-4 halves on the CT side. But it has been a while, I will say, and they're looking in good shape at the moment. Oh, just the top of the head showing Seized really wants it. Device going to pick up 2 kills in the meantime on Adren first, and then Seized to follow, and that is pretty much it.
Yeah, Device's op has reigned supreme on this map. There was a little bit of a quiet period when that double op setup came out for Gambit, and by a quiet period I mean 2 rounds, so really not that long. But he has got 14 kills and 4 deaths, so he's playing great. Dupree as well. An iconic pairing in Counter-Strike, and Danish Counter-Strike especially, obviously. They seem to be firing on all cylinders, those two. And once again, just, so much mid-control for Astralis. Oh, my God. Nice shot. Yep. Deve.
Yes. It's what we all agreed to call him when he's playing well. Yep. Then he turns from Device into Dever, and he's got it. I mean, this was a pistol armor kind of round from Gambit, so they were gambling on having early kills, pick up some rifles, good engagements. That's really been the core problem. You mentioned it earlier. Like, how do they win the early fights? Every time it's a favorable trade. It feels like for Astralis.
Yeah, there's no good answer, and the only time that, like I said, they had success was that 2-round stretch where they had the AWPs. I mean, one time it was Astralis trying to jump through a smoke at the B bomb site that netted in their first round, but it was the double ops that kind of tempered it, because then you were actually able to sit back a little bit, and even with low economy, you're able to pick 1 or 2 people off, and that naturally just slows Astralis down, and then they get more cautious, but obviously not able to make it last. Astralis went on too much of a successful streak, so there's just too many buys in a row that Gambit couldn't handle.
Device hit a pre on 15 kills each. That's just terrifying, isn't it?
This Astralis is one of the more annoying styles to play against when they get when they're having so much success in the early game. This is one of those teams that just doesn't really lose the advantage situations too frequently, and a lot of it comes down to the fact that they're so good at when they just hit the pause button across the map. When everyone just pauses and watches for the next play, especially on a map like Cache, whereas a CT, you have to push up for information once you lose teammates elsewhere. It's so hard to kind of cover holes, so it's your only real option. There's a good opening from Zipnix coming through the smoke. Again, just pistol by. There is SMG, and Astralis has seen this before. They've seen the rotate of the defense, and they're already gone.
Yeah.
Ninja vanish.
Given what Gambit have, they almost have to over-rotate. Like,
Yeah.
they almost have to just put everyone in B. So, I don't know. Like, I don't want to sound like I'm just making excuses for Gambit this whole first half, but I feel like these games do happen where you never get, the right streak in. You just never. They always have money to buy. You almost never have. It's just been a really tough first half. So, luckily it's a best of 3, but at the moment, it definitely feels like Astralis are about to run away with all of this. 12-3 first half finish in favor of the Danes, and, well, I mean, what can you say about that?
You can't say a whole lot, Anders. I wouldn't mind if they did have one of those collapses, just so I could see your misery for the next half. I think that's.
I promise, Moses, if it happens,
They've set this up perfectly to just allow you to have a breakdown.
I'll cry on stream and everything.
Ooh. Promise?
Yeah, have we ever done that? I don't think we've done.
I don't think anyone's cried on stream, which is surprising. We've gotten close, I feel.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be the time for it.
Who is a crier?
It's hard to say. Who has a sort of a soft side?
Duncan.
Duncan, you think?
Yeah.
He's secretly.
Duncan inside he's a crier.
Yeah. We could test that. Well, let's see if we can break him.
Yeah.
We'll wake him up in the middle. Ask the reception to call him at 4 in the morning. Just keep going.
Every hour.
Yeah.
On the hour.
All right. There's a plan. Molotov smoke on Doja. Is that a big giveaway on Cache? I mean, on Train, every time we see that, we get really excited and we think, oh, something's going on. On Cache, does it mean anything?
No, because, I mean, look at where you can play one smoke. It's an A execute or a B execute. The only other place you could really do it would be that mid connector, but there's still too long of a range. You don't block off enough to make that successful. This is going to be a mid to B split. Mo and Adren will pop out. Doja will smoke off the lower choke point and probably keep a Molotov either for upper or for the anti-defuse towards the end.
Yeah.
And he almost got picked off there.
Dren wins the fight in middle against Magis. That's a great start for the B split now. They're locked in the back of the site. This is not a good position for Astralis. They could easily get completely run down. The Molotov going to block them off on the left, but Dupree and Grave hitting great headshots, looking for just a little bit more. Finally, they're close enough with the Glocks, and Doja and Seas, they're going to take a couple of kills, leaving it 2 versus 3. So Device and Sip, very difficult retake right now. Gambit, the only downside here is that they're all stuck on the site now. They kind of wish they could have had just one person a bit further away to get some information. Ready and waiting. No kit picked up right now. Sip trying to get that shoulder in, but as when Doja takes down Device, you have to think it is all over. They're already looking to see if they can maybe even flank him, it looked like, and Sip ultimately is not hitting the shots at the moment. And too much time has passed. He's going to go down to Seized, picking up a double kill, and Gambit going to win the pistol round. That was all, I think, very well done. And I think, I don't want to say it's just pure panic, but sometimes it feels like when people don't know what to do, they just all run onto the bomb site, and that's not always a great idea.
No, but it's a cool execute from Gambit because they throw that Molotov was actually not used for the post plan, obviously, but it was used to burn out that headshot angle right next to the bomb site, and actually in the default plant spot just a little bit. So what it did, it forced both Astralis defenders into that same back corner. So even if they were having a little bit more success, someone from Gambit was rapping as that smoke kind of disappeared on the bomb site, and then he's got 2 free kills from the side, and Astralis just couldn't really stop it. Even if it had gotten to that point, they wouldn't have been able to stop. So nice pistol round from Gambit. And even though they had those as well, because like at the end as well, you commented they had all 3 players inside the bomb site. Astralis obviously doesn't know that, so they were kept honest by the fact that they just had to, kind of assume that someone was there.
It's like a full cruise control round here for Gambit. They just stroll across the map, hitting headshots. No one gets a chance to really reply with anything, and it all looks really good. There is a box in between Mo and Device, which is why the shots aren't connecting, just in case anyone is confused about the X-ray outline. Always trying. This is something that I think pro players need to spend more time on, is learning those angles where you can actually hit because people, I see sometimes you can tell some people do it, and you can tell that some people just, they know the wall can be spammed, so they just sort of, shoot. But the angles are way off for some reason, so. And I realize it's the most boring part of the game, just, running around like that, but.
I think with the way the spam works, there's just not enough spots that like it would be kind of a low reward. Although I guess since there's so few spots, it wouldn't be that hard to just kind of figure it out, and then you just kind of have it forever.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. There aren't that many, but the ones that there are some that are crucial. In fact, Moses.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, here it comes.
That's all, the wheels are spinning.
In my last video on Overpass, we go through the box on the B-bomb site, which can be spammed with a Glock. The
plant spot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which people don't do, ever.
Didn't you also, in your video on Overpass, do a boost that requires all 5 players from your team? Like, literally the most useless boost in the game.
I did 2 of them, most. Because I've lost my mind. Wow, they can all be Molotov in one Molotov.
That'd be great.
Just an all-Danish barbecue.
That would be lovely. Well, only pistols. There's a small piece of utility, a smoke to block them out, and Astralis is working with that pack mentality, roaming across the map like wolves. See if they can get anything. So far, it's just Glaive onto Mo. Bomb is down, so Bomb can always rotate back, and Hobbit is still doing some work with that glow. Surely, oh no, the Glock comes out. Nice pistol whip. 3 kills for Hobbit. Device, last one left with this deagle. He's taken out from behind. 6-12. Gambit making a small comeback here, but it gets harder.
It does get harder, but it does say something, I think, about the core of the team. Like they've now accumulated enough experience. They know what it's like to be far behind, and they don't just sort of crack and fall apart. I think that's such a good sign. Hobbit at 13 kills, Dozier at 13, which is, I mean, maybe a bit of surprise, and Adren at 8. I also think that means if Adren can have like a good second half here, that can actually change a lot, because I don't want to say he's been quiet, but compared to his normal level, yeah, maybe a little bit quiet.
Yeah, it's tough to have had a lot of impact with that first half that Astralis brought out. That was a really, really nice play on the T side. See if Gambit can emulate it. Device has his AWP inside of the B bomb site at the moment. Bait and switch with Glaive. Device is going to be in the back behind the boxes. Glaive at the double stack, and great information coming from A main. Zipnix feels no pressure, just hears some spam, so he knows where Doja is towards the door. It's all on this B hold.
Doja also heard that flashbang in, so they both know that the other team has some information.
What is he doing?
It's not quite clear, but he did get himself killed. Device now leaving Glaive alone with 22 health. That is one good flashbang there. I think it was from a teammate, unfortunately, to shut down Glaive. Dupree is gone, and Hobbit is going to clean it up with the Galil. Really good job. And I think the rest of Astralis just needs to sort of run away. There's no real point in trying to fight this 2 versus 4. You don't have really enough for it. Megisk almost getting denied the entry or the exit there. Yeah.
I'm so confused why Device just like looked away from everything.
Maybe someone said something to him at the wrong time. I don't know.
Well, Doge is hunting him down. That UMP getting 1 kill and also taking a rifle away, which is the big win there. Magic's going to try and save, but I mean, everyone's coming for him. And because Gambit's done a good job, there wasn't a whole lot of investment in those ensuing 2 rounds after the pistol from Astralis to really take money away and guns away. So they have a decent bank built up already. They have 2 players just below 10,000 and 2 players just below 8,000. So already this is scary for Astralis, and it could be happening, Anders. You might have to cry on stream.
It could be happening. I'll see. I'll think of a sad memory, Moses. Something to get me going, and we'll see what happens. That that one time that they lost to Gambit the last time around the major. 5-round gap, and Gambit, I mean, again, just riding out, just taking the beating in the first half, saying, okay, this is one of those games.
Yeah.
They keep all of their strength for the second half, and now they're looking much better, much more dynamic. They're willing to take the fights. They don't look scared of Astralis at all, and yeah, you just have to appreciate that. Device is going to be going down right away. There's no armor right now on Astralis, so should be a pretty easy round for Gambit to clean up, and 3 versus 4 here, and they're getting some kills in return. That's something.
Oh, the interesting thing is Glaive pushing up. If he actually, obviously you can't know that the bomb was dropped, and if he pushed up middle, he might be able to cut off Hobbit. He's doing it now. He has an angle. There's a chance. That's an AWP, and he nails the shot. That is beautiful over the corner of the box. Giving his team a chance. He's slowing down this rotation. 1 minute left. Oh, and he's getting into a new position. Doja's going to walk right into this. This is great from Glaive. It's amazing, but he messes it up. He misses the shots and can't recover in time, but what a play to even put himself in that situation. Could not convert with the CZ.
Yeah, I think he was caught off by the fact that Doja was jumping, right? I think that's what messed up the C set. So really, really unfortunate. Could have been an opportunity. Magisk is now in a 1 versus 2, and he's somehow going to get that kill on Doja. Looked like he had the perfect angle for that one. Sees this on top. If Magisk realizes that Molotov now, it's going to force him right into it, making a lot of noise, and Magisk still goes down. Seized, who's been so quiet throughout this whole game, surviving on 7 health with a double kill. He's now tied up with Mo, almost catching up to Adren. That was about time, and what a 1v1 to win.
Yeah, massive 1v1 coming out of the flames. That is very nice from Seized, finding ways to have impact even when you are having a tough game, especially a tough first half. 8 and 13 for him, but that's a big kill to get. Good job from Astralis, though. We talked a lot about their money in that previous round and how much it had built up. Now they chip away with 4 kills in that previous round. The rifles are back out. Mo, Hobbit, and Adren working towards a main. Looks like Zipnix and Magisk either want to get aggressive or boost, and they are going to try and boost, but Adren's here, so if they make noise...
You can spam them right through.
I hate you. Zipnix is up. Did it quietly as well. And he's not all the way... Actually, yeah, he just jumped back over to the white boxes. The official boost spot.
Yeah, I feel like people have got more creative. You can sit on that lamp that's right above the squeak door as well.
I see that spot gets so wrecked, though. Like, people couldn't pre-aim it because there's no really other angle that can be supported by it. So
yeah.
unless, I mean, if you know it, and Doja's certainly going to clear it out when he turns this... I say that, but he didn't do it. Mo goes down. 1-for-1 trade, though.
Yeah, you wish that he did.
Would have made me look good.
Yeah, but you are right. I think people have caught on to the fact that people do that a lot more. It was surprising for like a month, and then now people do check it. So I've got to agree. 4 versus 3. Glaive is very low on health. They're making a lot of noise here, and Device is going to go down. They don't check the corner, and Magisk. He's only going to get the 1 kill. So still possible here. 2-on-2. Bomb plant is going to go through, and Hobbit. Glaive just has so little health. He really wants to stay hidden for a minute. And Hobbit's got a great chance of winning this fight. Glaive is going to be slowly walking up, and the timing is just so good. Gets the kill, leaving Dupree in a 1 versus 2 with a kit and a Molotov. So if you can get the kill on Doja, I don't know if the door is open. If it's not, oh no. That's, yeah.
That's exactly what Dupree was thinking as well. Oh no, I'm out of here, screw it. Nice round from Gambit. Really good job. Hobbit on the lurk and middle is able to pretty much take Device out of action. Device with the AWP inside the A site was peering down towards mid. Magisk obviously in quad gets taken down after 1 kill.
And there's Andy. Just a bit of a shoulder clap for Hobbit, which they deserve at this point. They're back to 9-12, Moses.
I think the story of Andy is kind of cool. He was coach of Na'Vi, but he started out as like an analyst for them. And then worked his way up to the coaching underneath StarX. But before that, he was something like, it's like the standard esports where he's like a footballer. And he got injured, and then he became like a lawyer or something crazy.
Yeah, so...
And then he said, nah, I want to do analysis for Na'Vi.
Yeah, good choice, I think. Yeah. But yeah, so a driven person, in other words.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like the interview. Like, you can sort of tell that he's he's put thought into his answers, and there's something ringing through there.
And if you go back and look at his career as an analyst and then as a head coach of Navi, which he did very shortly, he was kind of part of the reason why they started to get like a new look to them that was very cool for a period of time, where you started seeing Navi and especially Simple get more aggressive and more involved in the game plan and a lot more freedom to it that kind of reinvigorated them for a short stretch. So that was a cool part of his career that's now brought him over towards Gambit, where he seems to be having some decent success, at least here in this comeback, having them prepared.
Yeah. And as you noticed, Astralis have their sports connection here as well, which is Kasper Witt, who's former Danish handball goalkeeper and superstar in Denmark. Yeah. So he's here to teach Astralis a little bit about the sort of everything you can learn from the sports world, which I think is a really good idea. Now they just have to listen as well. That's the next part, Moses. Hopefully
he's taught them a little bit how to handle a complete breakdown on the defensive side of things, because that's exactly what's happening right now. A 12-3 first half for Astralis on the T side. Now 12-9, and an advantage to Gambit to make it 12-10. Glaive is all alone at this B bomb site. Dupree has the only rifle, and that's at the top of mid, but no one's even close for Gambit, and Glaive's now calling the information out, calling for the rotations, and they're not going to get here in time. And he better do something magical. That's a flash out, and it's actually pretty good. He's got a kill, and there's Dupree. Gets here just in the right moment. I think that was spam, and it was. Hobbit inside the site trying to find more. He's getting tagged down, and Glaive gets one. All of a sudden, Astralis has stopped them cold.
Well, you asked for the magic, Moses, and I think Glaive delivers really well. Hiding inside of the smoke, putting out the flashbangs, getting the triple kill, and now Mo is going to be going down. Device stealing it, but Glaive... That was, yeah, smoke and mirrors and everything else. Some flashbangs
it makes no sense.
No, the timing was just absolutely perfect for that one. So for Gambit, that's gonna really hurt.
Yeah, that's a great flashbang that he throws. That has a huge impact, blinding that one player that was there to take him out, and that CZ kill just kind of slows everything. Obviously, they get very fortunate. Dupree chimes in with that spam kill, and just enough early on to allow time for the rest of the teammates to come in. I was surprised to see them, to be honest with you, go for that. To be completely honest, I thought they would just save the M4. Either way, they fight for it. There's a good kill onto C's Device with the AWP back in action. It's been a while. He hasn't found too many kills with it in the second half. They've only won the single round. That might explain it.
That could be that.
Yeah.
They also do a little bit of grenade damage in main to Hobbit and Adren. So, just probably an uneasy feeling right now on Gambit that we don't really want to lose too many more rounds. So Dupree goes down to Adren. So now they probably are feeling like, well, let's get back into this round. Obviously, if Astralis win this one and it's 14-9, that's where you're so close to the edge. You kind of know that it's going to get tricky, and the money's also running out. So
this is tough, though. No information in middle. Glaive all alone again. A lot of faith in him. Magisk and Zipnik's playing over at the A-bomb site. They're not actually playing in the site. Magisk at forklift. Zipnik's is at the generator. Using nades to delay. That's a well-timed Molotov to force them back. Question is, now you can see the defense shifting. Device is coming over. There's a lot of pressure and a lot of presence, a lot of utility for Gambit being used here.
Flashbangs are in everywhere, but he's going to fail that spray. That's uncharacteristic for Zip. Makis goes down as well. They're just all the time at the wrong angle, and just like that, 2 versus 3. Device goes down next. Mo had the position, and Glaive can't really do much in this one. 1 versus 3. Going to get the bomb plant down. If one of them cross right into him here, maybe he could win the 1 versus 2, but they're just going to close the door again, just like the previous round. So in case he was coming from that direction, and Doja has the angle, that's going to be the round. 10-13. Huge reset here for Astralis. That's a big win. They did at least win the last round with the sort of C-seds, so they have something to work with, but
they'll still be a bye. It's actually it's kind of astounding to see those 2 players in the A-bomb site. I thought that was really well done with the 2 flashbangs coming from Device to allow those peeks from Zipnik's first of all, and then Magisk as well. But it was astounding to see them miss.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen. Those were kills where at least each of them gets 1, but the first 5 or 6 bullets just kind of going off the mark for Astralis. So some individual breakdown. Wall of smokes in mid, and a nice timing on the nade and spam. And you can see a lot of bodies for Gambit as that's going on, walking towards A. So what they kind of do there is kill the initial rotator towards the A-bomb site, and they can apply as much pressure as they want.
4 versus 5 early on. Almost no risk for Gambit in making that play. Just solid way to get rid of Glaive in the middle. they do have this huge stack on A, and maybe that would be enough to stop it. Molotovs are raining in already. Adren crouching on in, looking for the opening. He's getting dangerously close at the moment and forcing that one good flashbang, and there it is. Oh, Adren still goes down. Dupree able to pick it up, almost continuing the spray, but they still win it. Doja with a double kill, and now the bomb should be planted here. One good grenade on Doja, and at least he's going to be gone. They just don't have any left, and at least he doesn't escape back through. Hobbit taking a massive risk in taking that jump. I'm not really sure why. Got to be careful. They're on the edge of bringing them right back into this game. Don't make any mistakes now if you're Gambit. Mo goes down, and there's Hobbit falling next, leaving seized, and the bomb is planted default. He can't actually stop this defuse. It's 10 seconds, but he has to run in there, and he's simply running out of time. Device is right at the edge. He's going to get a headshot. Magus goes for it, and I think, is there going to be enough time?
Yeah, he's got it.
There's just going to be enough. We do have the timer as well to show it, so that does sort of reveal everything that we need to know. What a mad 1 versus 2 at the end.
Yeah, that is craziness, but it's not all lost for Gambit. With that plan, it's going to help with this buy because they need it. They're kind of starting to run low on funds. A couple players are really, really slacking. Great damage and great kills from Magisk. He's a hero in this round. 2-on-3 that he brings back. Obviously, the kill from Device on a Mo at the end is huge. But Gambit have a chance here to reset because they do get into a one-on-one, and you want to talk about low money. If you look at the numbers on the Astralis side, they've got nothing. A reset here would allow Gambit to try and make complete this comeback, really, because they've clawed themselves back into this position. And look at Adren, so confident, just rushing out mid. And with the speed, he could have caught Glaive maybe a little bit faster, but this is an insane position to be in. And if he continues moving forward,
there's no way for them to know that he's going to be here. Glaive is actually sort of walking like he does, but that's so hard to guess. He could win the round just from being in this connector. Glaive is going to walk into it any second now. And he goes down. He just doesn't even check that corner. That's a massive play from Adren. Glaive is going to be so confused. Dupree coming in with one big kill, but that's the warning that it's a B hit. Device takes a kill with one. Already Adren is up top, getting very close with the AK-47. He's got one chance, Device, and he's not going to do it. Double kill for Adren, opening up the whole round. Just one person single-handedly deciding this is going to be our win. Magus can sip 2 versus 3 now. Another very tough retake.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot they can do here. Adren just outplays Device, had all the advantages in that fight. 2-on-3 here. Molotov coming out, Smoke to help. They're going to go for this, so Seizma going to be forced into the open. Nade coming in, flashbang as well. Magisk wins that fight 2-on-2 now, and Adren waiting behind the smoke, but Doja might have just shut it down. There is a kit on Magisk, but he's going to give it up. He's going to fall away. They have no money. This is the gun they want to be able to use. Maybe could try and go for the AWP after the explosion.
Oh, you said Adren wasn't actually sure if someone had snuck onto the site, so he went to check it. Will survive the blast and pick up the AWP as well. Maybe that was what he was doing.
Yes.
But regardless, it's 11-14. So, I mean, to have someone like Adren who can take that risk and make it work, that's pretty rare. There aren't that many players in the world who are
willing to do that.
Yeah, who are willing to do that, yeah.
Oh, it's the follow-up. It's the go all the way in the connector. That's the insane part of it. Because, I mean, even you can be very content and very it's a huge success just to gain the ground that he did to begin with without even going into connector, but continues the pace, which is craziness. And they've been doing this pretty much every single round. This wall of smokes out mid, they've done it frequently. Nice kill from Magisk. He's had enough of it. He just pushes right around the edge, finds a kill.
And he has the only M4, so he kind of had to be proactive with it. Now they're trying to see if they can wrap around. They know where Dupree is, but they don't know there's a second player here. And that's Glaive with the C-set, getting one kill. Trying to fall back to get a chance to reload, and oh, that was just a corpse. A little bit trigger happy is Mo. And in the middle, Sip will go down. So a little bit of a flank going on the other side. Actually, in the middle, it's Doja having a fight with Device. If he wins that one, Device, it gets a bit weird, because then Gambit are sort of locked in, and you could see Doja definitely knows no one there to help out Device either, and yeah, he's going to get instantly down. So good job on Doja.
And this gets even more tough because Glaive knows Mo is still here. They haven't spotted him yet. Now he does. Magisk has the M4. He's at the A bomb site. And can he put himself in a position to get a double kill? That's what he needs. And unfortunately, I think this pressure, no, he's going to stay. Double kill would be huge. There's the opening out of Doja. Adren not able to trade whatsoever. Swinging out into the open, though. Magisk can't get it done, and it's just Glaive. And Mo knows exactly where he's coming from. Knife is out. Not ready for that. Big one-on-one here because Glaive can actually go for this if he gets the kill, but he's not.
The lack of head armor there just instantly shutting down Glaive. And that's 14-12. Big attempt, big try there for Astralis. Got to give them credit for bringing it that close.
Yeah.
If Device gets the kill on Doja there in the middle, it gets a little bit weird. Maybe Glaive at the end, but yeah.
Magic's got the end if he got that second kill.
Right.
He's in the open against Adren as well. Doja's up to 26 and 18.
Yeah, how's that happened? He's a beast, isn't he?
Yeah, some people say he's a god.
At this point, hard to argue any differently. Now it's Astralis' turn to try and risk it and run 4 people out. Mo is going to be so angry. That is just so obnoxious, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really stressful. I think, Astralis is going to go for this to a certain degree, but I think in reality they need to prioritize saving this AWP.
Yeah.
They don't have great economy, and the chances of them actually being able to retake, even in a 5v4, even with one salvaged weapon, but I just don't think it's doable. There's not a high enough success chance.
No, I mean...
What am I trying to say here?
You got it.
Chance of success.
Yeah, there we go.
Yep.
I mean, you are a sort of native English speaker on your Moses, so I feel like you should be able to do this.
You'd think that, wouldn't you?
You see Gambit doing a pretty good job with just smoking up the middle.
Yeah.
Want to make absolutely sure that there's they just didn't give them a chance at all. So that's perfectly reasonable.
I mean, the crazy thing as well is that one thing we haven't seen from Astralis on the CT side pretty much the entire half is any attempt at actually controlling mid. The most they've had is one person there to spot, maybe Device with the AWP until he's smoked off. Glaive has been there once or twice, and he's given it up. And the only time I've seen really presence from Astralis in mid is that round when Magis had the only M4 and he pushed around the wall of smokes to kill Seized, and then he just fell away as well. There's never been any desire for Astralis on the CT side to stack it with 2 to 3 players and just try and battle for it.
They're definitely having a rough time. Obviously.
What's up with your people, Anders? They don't want to fight.
Yeah, just peaceful by nature, I suppose. Trying to find a friendly solution to the madness. 14-13. Close to getting eclipsed by Gambit is Astralis. Gambit are looking really good at the moment. Just given that first half, you'd think this wouldn't be possible. There's 12-3 in the first half.
I mean, you said it. You reminded everyone that there was a tendency of Astralis on this map especially, to collapse into the second half on this map. So
yeah,
you knew it was coming.
I've had some nightmare games that I've seen. I've seen other teams do it as well, but. Yeah, it's an occurrence. It happens.
Yeah, but 12-3, surely, look at this pace. They want to catch Zipnix off guard, and you can't catch Zipnix off guard. Great spam. There's Magic. He comes in time. That Molotov going to slow things down. Hobbit burning alive as well. And they've done it. They've slowed it down. They've stopped it. Adren now trying to make a play. It's not going to happen. Good trades, though, and Gambit's still in this until the flank comes in. But Zipnix holds them all off.
He was inches, seconds away from getting completely caught by that pace. And that was Adren again. He's just absolutely crazy when it comes to that stuff. Doja backing into Glaive. He was trapped in a 1 versus 3. That's 15 rounds. And Sonic is getting excited. Just, shoulder rubs for everybody. Everyone's getting excited now.
Yeah, everyone's loving it. I cannot believe, well, I mean, I can't believe it is Zipnix, but he was, like, when everything was going to hell around him, just, the spam, he got the dink, the Molotov in towards door, the 1 kill. Like, just that kind of sequence from him is what saves that whole round. If they both get out that door, I think Astralis just loses almost.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. That would have been the end. Bought enough time for Magus to get that kill as well. So partly his credit to him as well. Damn, Gambit's so close to making it through. I mean, overtime is still definitely a possibility here. 15-13. I mean, the fact that they've even got this close is kind of nuts. Now they just need a little bit more, and it's such a shame, right? They have the Deagle, they have the Galil, they've limited grenades. You want to see them have everything here.
Look at Dupree. This is very scary. I just mentioned you don't really see them fighting for mid too much. Dupree is relying a lot on the timing of Glaive's peaks from vents to kind of know if there's going to be any presence out mid. Now, they should have an idea with all the utility being used, but he's stuck. He's going to have to fight for his life at some point, and he's going to walk out. He finds Adren, but he can't land the shots. Actually, doesn't do any damage whatsoever, and Adren, a second quick headshot. And maybe that's why Astralis doesn't want to fight for mid. They just get destroyed.
Right now, they just don't want to fight Adren at all. Well, no matter where he is, he's just so confident out in the open. There's no coverage when you're up on that roof, right? You're just exposed to like 3 or 4 different angles at once, and he doesn't care. Just still taking fights left and right. They did get the kill on Adren, and eventually Glaive took him down. And Glaive is living a really dangerous life here in the middle. Again, no coverage. If anyone's on the boost, and indeed somebody is, so he's going to have to be careful. Drop down low. Now they're all gravitating towards the A-bomb site. This might just be the best choice of all time for Astralis. The spray missing for Sip. He does so much damage, and the Molotov from Device is going to get one more kill. It's now 2 versus 3 with 10 seconds left. The bomb is on the site. Oh no, Gambit. They need to be much quicker than this. Otherwise, they're simply going to run out. This 2 versus 2 could be absolutely heartbreaking. Sip is going to take down Mo, but there's no time. 16-13 for Astralis. That is soul-piercing if you're a Gambit. You had that on lockdown. You absolutely could have done it. The gamble of putting 3 men in the bomb site for Astralis and then the time running out. What a first map that was.
Yeah, really. And I think it all came down to the time because Doja in mid actually spots out, was that Glaive who was rotating over? You say, yeah, Glaive crossing mid over towards the A bomb site. And if there's more time in that round, he tells him there's another player, there's another defender coming over towards A. This is kind of where they're rotating towards. So go back towards the B bomb site, but there just wasn't time for it whatsoever. Device as well, barely getting into position. Oh, Gambit, you can just see. Look how stunned they are that they lost that. The comeback was looking so good.
This way, you want to. You almost want them. They can sort of justify it slightly by saying, "Listen, it was 12-3 first half. Just, I mean, we did such a good job bringing it back. Just let's try and forget about that and move on to map number 2." But obviously, it is shocking.
Easier said than done, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. I'll have to cry another day, Moses.
I know, that's the real loss.
Yeah, that's the real. There's 3 maps. You can still have it. There's still time. Yeah, just a crazy map number 1. And obviously, if you're a fan of Astralis, I think it's still kind of worrying to see them have such a good start and then they just can't really close it out.
Win's a win, though.
Win's a win. You're right. We are going to go to commercial break. When we come back, we're going to be with the desk. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
LootBet, online esports betting. Dota, CSGO, Overwatch, Hearthstone, and many more. Bet on tournament matches or in-game events while viewing them live. Deposit using money, bitcoins, or even skins. Join LootBet now. Use the code you see here when you deposit and grab your bonus.
Don't know how to build a team from scratch or find good teammates? DreamTeam.gg, the ultimate team building platform. Find and connect with new players, coaches and teams. Manage and monetize your team. Get on fast track to advance from novice to amateur and, if desired, to professional gamer. Join DreamTeam.gg today.
Well, in a term that I heard from